Stellar Blade is incredibly cool. Shift Up's character action game is a breath of fresh air in the modern gaming landscape. Its sexy and stylish protagonist and a focus on intense action and over-the-top visuals have had me smitten ever since its first trailer. It represents fresh and exciting ideas in a space overwhelmed by the same tired old thing, making it all the more surprising that Sony is publishing it as a second-party PS5 exclusive. But despite it standing out in the blockbuster landscape of 2024, that doesn't mean parts of it aren't achingly familiar. It is taking obvious cues from games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta in its combat, while the exploration and movement is framed in a way that is very similar to Nier Automata. In fact, many of its core tenets take liberally from Platinum's masterpiece. I can't help comparing it to 2B's nihilistic Bender. Stellar Blade isn't a sequel to a secret ending of a so-so PS2 game nobody played, but it does begin with an army of sexually provocative androids dropping onto an unknown planet, with the majority of them wiped out by forces in the process. Eve is the last one standing at the end of it all, saved by her allies seconds before a strange creature is about to take her life. Once this explosive introduction is over, you are given a roller coaster ride of exposition about this generic ruined place before you're given control once again, this time with a pod-like flying machine at your side. The stage that follows is incredibly reminiscent of the ruined city you first step foot in once Automata's opening battle sequence is done and dusted, which also ends with two primary characters meeting their deaths at the hands of machines before being resurrected, waking up on a space station orbiting the Earth with new bodies and memories, helping to perpetuate a sad cycle of conflict these androids are forced to go through. Only time will tell whether Stellar Blade aims to explore similar themes. It seems to nail the aesthetic, but fails to inspire confidence on the narrative side of things. If anything, it feels like a wonderfully executed but ultimately pale imitator. I felt this identity really sink in as I reached the first save point, which is depicted as a chair, vending machine, and a music player which allows Eve to take a load off, all while purchasing skills or items. Melancholic piano makes you feel at home, all while making sure you know that this aura of comfort is forever fleeting. Everything surrounding you is ruined, but that doesn't mean there isn't beauty to be found in hoping for salvation. Automata spends hours building up to this point, allowing you to grow closer to characters and sympathize with their plight, and through multiple endings you finally begin to see the things they are fighting for, and the broken fragments of humanity they must piece together following the absence of their creators. Stellar Blade tries to instill these feelings into you in mere seconds with a mixture of imagery and music that doesn't earn its place, regardless of the atmosphere it manages to conjure up as you walk through its ruined, rain-drenched streets. It's a shame, because when Stellar Blade isn't pulling so liberally from other games, it's excellent, but at every turn it feels like it's made up of different parts from other experiences, instead of striving for its own identity. Even now, I don't really know what that's supposed to be. It's sexy, slick, and clearly has stellar production values, but whether that's enough to rise above the games it so clearly imitates remains to be seen. Comparisons have also been made to Nier Automata and its depiction of female characters, especially in how 2B's attractive qualities are used as a means of empowerment, and many of the androids are depicted in this way because the humans who created them were striving for titillation, putting those attributes above survivability in a post-apocalyptic setting. Director Yoko Taro also admitted that he just likes beautiful women, which better allowed their presence to bleed into the narrative as an emotionally compelling factor. We saw the very same with Nier Replicant and Drakengard, and I hope Stellar Blade is able to implement similar ideas without becoming a blatant copycat. It has the potential to, and characters like Eve deserve a place within modern video games where they aren't held up as some protest to Western values, all trying to stem any form of attraction out of video games. It's okay to like sexy women, just please don't make it weird. There isn't a problem with Stellar Blade looking to Nier Automata for inspiration. It's one of my favourite games and not nearly enough modern blockbusters have learned from it. But you need to go further than being a cover band. You need to do your own thing and try and push what it achieved forward, instead of clumsily trying to live up to its brilliance. Ever since its reveal, Stellar Blade hasn't convinced me it's capable of this, but I still hope it can prove me wrong.